Hi there and welcome to another video from Hegarty Maths. It's Mr. Hegarty here, and in this video we're talking about estimating a surds value. So to start with, let's list the first 15 squares and list the first 10 cube numbers. It's essential knowledge for everything we're doing, and I want to continually test you on it so that you're absolutely familiar with the squares and cubes. So pause and write them out. Okay, the squares are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196, 225. Could you do it as quickly as I did there? What about the cubes? Do you know them? 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, 216, 343, 512, 729 and 1000. Can you do them as quick as me? So hopefully they are in your head. We're going to need them for the work that follows. Now, imagine I ask you to evaluate root 64 and root 81. Hopefully you'll know what they are. Remember, that means the positive square root. So square root 64 is going to be 8 and square root 81 is going to be 9, right? Now what if I asked you, it says hence, that means use the knowledge above, estimate the value of the square root of 69. Well, if the square root of 64 is 8 and the square root of 81 is 9, the square root of 69 is some number between 8 and 9, isn't it? So a good guess or a good estimate might be 8.5, right? And it even came up in the Rihanna and Drake song, What's My Name? In that he talks about the square root of 69 being 8 something, and we just guessed it being 8.5 ourselves. Let's check on the calculator what its value actually is. The square root of 69, it's 8.3 blah 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 blah, and as all surds, it goes on forever, it never terminates, and it never recurs. So that's how we're going to estimate the value of the surd. We're going to find two square numbers either side of the particular number we're trying to square root, and that's going to help us estimate the surd. So let's give it a go. Estimate the value of the following surds. Before I do that, it's really helpful to have my square numbers, so I'm going to write them down the page. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196, which is 14 squared, and 225, which is 15 squared. Right, let's go to estimate the following. So estimating the square root of 110. Well, that's between certainly the square root of 100 and the square root of 121. Square root of 100 is 10, the square root of 121 is 11, so a good guess for the square root of 110 would be approximately halfway between, let's say, which would be 10.5. Let's have a look at the calculator, see if we're close. The square root of 110, and we get the answer 10.488, etc. Not too bad at all, in fact a really good estimate. The square root of 2, well, that's certainly between the square root of 1 and the square root of 4. The square root of 1 is 1, obviously. The square root of 4 is 2, so a good guess would be approximately halfway between, let's say, 1.5. Let's have a check on the calculator. Square root of 2, 1.41421, etc. 1.5 is not a bad guess at all. And lastly, the square root of 20, well, that's certainly between the square root of 16 and the square root of 25. Now the square root of 16, well, that's 4. The square root of 25 is 5. Let's go for exactly halfway in between, why not? Square root of 20 therefore is about 4.5, 4.5. And if we get our calculator out and have a double check on that one too, square root of 20 is 4.4721, which is about 4.5, a great guess. Let's try it with surds that come from cube roots. So we have to know our cube numbers here. 1, 8, 3 cube 27, 4 cube 64, 5 cube 125, 6 cube 216, 7 cube 343, 8 cubed 512, 9 cubed is equal to 729, and 10 cubed is equal to 1000. So there are cube numbers. So 110 cubed is in between the cube root of 64 and the cube root of 125. The cube root of 64 is 4, the cube root of 125 is 5, so I'm going to guess halfway between, let's say 4.5. Let's check on the calculator. The cube root of 110, 4.79. Not a bad guess at all. Now the cube root of 80, what's that between? The cube root of 80 is between the cube root of 64, and again it's between the cube root of 125. Okay, so I'm going to guess again halfway between. Now actually I know it's not going to be halfway between, it's closer to root 64, and given that I know that one there, I'm going to just say like something like 4.3. Let's give that a guess. All right, so let's type on the calculator cube root 80, 4.3. Perfect. And the cube root of 20, well I know that's between 20 is between the cubes 8 and 27, so that's between the cube root of 8 and the cube root of 27. The cube root of 8 is 2, the cube root of 27 is 3, so I'm going to guess about 2.5. And let's check on the calculator if I'm close. The cube root of 20, 2.7, not too bad at all. And last set of questions, pause the video and have a go. Now if the answer is exact, state it. If it's a surd, estimate it. The square root of 25 is exact, it's 5. And the cube root of 216 is exact, it's 6. Okay, now these two turn out to be surds. The square root of 85, well what's that between? That's between the square root of 81 and the square root of 100. Now the square root of 81 is 9, the square root of 100 is 10. I'm going to guess using the approximate sign to be 9.5. Let's check on the calculator how close I am. Square root 85, 9.2, not too bad at all. And what about the cube root of 200? Well, if we know our cube numbers, that's in between the cube root of 125 and it's in between the cube root of 216. The cube root of 125 is 5, the cube root of 216 is 6, so I'm going to guess halfway between them, about 5.5. Tap it on the calculator and see how close I am. The cube root of 200, 5.8, not too bad at all. And that's it for this video, how to estimate a surd value. Thanks for watching.